Hi. So I wanted to add to the last video some things that I actually thought of that have been helping me as a targeted individual get through the spell work, the gossip, the slander, the gang stalking, and the other type of abuse that comes along with it, like the gaslighting and all that other good stuff. There's much more to it than just that, but I'm not going to sit here and list everything because I don't feel like it. So some of the other things that I wanted to share that have been helpful for me and could be helpful for you is, I've mentioned this before, which is shadow work. Shadow work has helped me immensely. Do I still have shadows that I am actively working on to help heal? Absolutely. Yeah, I can tell you, as somebody who has done shadow work and who is currently doing shadow work and who plans on continuing doing shadow work, that it helps you discover so much about yourself that you really, the types of things that you really just shove down inside that you don't want to think about, because you don't want to think about yourself that way. You don't want to look at yourself that deeply. But shadow work forces you to do so. And when you do, there's an amount of healing that comes with that. And it's profound. And I would suggest shadow work to anybody and everybody, whether or not you're a targeted individual or not. Everybody can benefit from shadow work. So I just wanted to share that. I'm not perfect by any means, and I still have a lot of shadows that I'm working through, and ego as well. Okay? So, yeah. Okay, so, let's see here. I wrote them down because my memory's a little bit from all the targeting and the trauma. So I have to write things down. Helps me to remember things. And let's see. Healthy boundaries. Healthy boundaries are important if you're being targeted, because a lot of times when you are being targeted, they will use, and by they, it doesn't matter who they are. It can be the entities targeting us. It can be, the vessels they're using. It can be, it doesn't matter. The ops. We'll just call them the ops, okay? So this oppositional energy can be used by, people that you are connected to, friends, family, when you're being targeted. So keeping healthy boundaries around people who you are aware of that can be used by the enemy, people who use drugs and alcohol regularly, people who just don't practice spiritual self-care, and participate in lower vibrational toxic behaviors, abusive behaviors, whether it's to themselves or others. You want to stay away from people like that, because you're more likely going to be targeted by them when these entities kind of influence them, or if they are part of the targeting program, then they will be trained on how to treat you, which is not so nice. So learning to keep healthy boundaries is a must. And then actually cutting off people who are abusive or toxic in any way, shape, or form. There are some people that you cannot have healthy boundaries with because they will never be able to grasp, just the reality of what is happening. And so for those people, you just have to kind of cut your losses. There's no point in trying to explain. You're just going to end up going back and forth with gaslighting, and it's pointless. So those are the type of people that you need to just get rid of. Just cut your losses. I know it's hard. Like, some are friends, family members, loved ones, but for the sake of your mental health and your well-being, there are people that you are going to want to cut off if you want to save your sanity. Okay, so So cutting out bad influences, not just people, but I mentioned earlier about media and social media, but also people, social media, it all kind of ties together. So just kind of keeping your energy clear and safe by avoiding people, and not all people, obviously. They want you to be isolated, so you don't want to avoid all people, but you do have to use discernment because there are a lot of yeah, when you're targeted, you know how it is. Anyway, so and last but not least, and a lot of people aren't gonna like this, but it has helped me, and you might not be comfortable or want to do this, but practicing celibacy or abstinence. So keeping your body pure and clean helps to keep your vibration elevated. It helps to keep from lower entities from entering your body, your mind, your spirit, and it just helps to keep your connection to source energy much stronger and more powerful. These are things that I can speak from experience have worked for me. Not dating, not associating with people who participate in low frequency or low vibrational behavior. Those are all very important. And I wouldn't have known to do all these things if I wasn't aware that all of these things contribute to your mental health, your spiritual health, and your emotional well-being. And there's a science behind all of these things. And the Bible is great and everything, but it doesn't explain sin in the form of frequency or vibration like science does, which I feel I kind of resonate with more. But all of it is basically the same thing. Sin is a low vibrational frequency, and you want to keep your vibration high, so committing sin lowers it. I don't really like to say the word sin because it implies, I don't know, some sort of judgment. And I know a lot of people don't like to be judged. So when you are, so we just call it low vibrational behavior because it lowers your vibration. There's no way around it. Like that's a fact. So avoiding these things help. If you don't want to avoid these things, it does make the spiritual warfare much more difficult to overcome. So these are not foolproof, 100% ways to keep yourself in tip-top shipshape all the time. But again, every single thing I mentioned here and in the last video I made all contribute to keeping your vibration high, and that is the main goal. Keep your vibration as high as possible. Okay, that's all I have to say. I hope you find something useful that I've mentioned, or maybe you can chime in and share with some other targeted individuals some things that have helped you get through some of your harder days, because I know we all experience those really low days where we're not sure if we're going to make it out of this alive. And so for those of us that are feeling that way, it's helpful for the rest of us to chime in and just give some encouragement and some helpful tools and tricks to kind of maneuver through this very chaotic and overwhelming situation. Okay, have a good day. Goodbye. I love you.